It's been a hot minute since I've done one of these, but I'm so excited. Message 10, Freya Skye. Hey everyone, it's your host Daisy here on Unsent Voice Eyes, and today I am going to talk about one of my favorite experiences ever. But before we get into that, this episode is an obsession episode about the one and only Freya Skye. I love Freya Skye. She is such an amazing person. And for those who don't know Freya Skye, she is 16 years old, born in the UK, and has starred in Zombies Dawn of the Vampires and will be starring in Zombies 5, continuing as her character as Nova. She is also an up and coming music artist who is currently on a headline tour. And on top of that, she also writes her own music. So she is a pretty incredible person, if I have to say so myself. And she is so talented for someone who is only 16 years old. And she's just such a great role model to look up to. And I personally just look up to her so much. So I think, like, first thing is, like, where I found out about Freya Skye. So I think a lot of people found out about her from Zombies 4, but I actually found out about her from the next step, oddly enough. So Freya Skye, I guess she like kind of gained popularity after competing on Junior Eurovision and getting fifth place. So from there, she managed because that's like a BBC show. I'm pretty sure Junior Eurovision. I could be really wrong, but anyway, so she was with BBC for a bit, and from there she managed to guest star on a Next Step episode, and the Next Step is BBC. So that was where I first found out about her and her music. So I started listening to her music. Back then, she didn't really have too much. She had Love is a Lesson, which is what she sang on The Next Step. Lose My Head, which is what she sang on Junior Eurovision in 2022. And then I think she also had I Love the Way, which is just such a great, like, summer kind of song. So I listened to that one as well. And that was kind of just like a discography at the time. But obviously, it has expanded so much more since then. So those are like kind of like three songs I listened to. I didn't listen to her too much, but she was like that's when I found out about her. And then I think it was like the month before Zombies 4 came out. That's when she kind of came back, and then Zombies 4 came out. I did watch it, and then from there I just started listening to a bunch of her music. So I would say I became a fan because of Zombies 4, but I'm still like OG in my mind. People might disagree with that because I've known her since before Zombies 4, and I've known her since basically the beginning of her singing career because the next episode came out in 2023, so just a year after Junior Eurovision. So that's kind of how I found out about her. And then, yeah, so I started listening to her music right after Zombies 4 came out. I think one of the very first songs I listened to would have been obviously My Own Way on Zombies 4, but I think after that, it might have been Who I Thought I Knew. And I just love that song so much. It was definitely one of my first favorite Freya Skye songs because just like the emotion in it, it's so good. Her singing, if you have listened to her, you will understand, but she has such amazing talent for a 16-year-old. Like, it's so hard to comprehend that she's 16. For those who haven't listened to her, you might not understand, but like her vocal capabilities, she does not sound 16 when she sings. She sounds so much older because she has such strong vocal cords. And like, if I didn't know she was 16, I would think she's so much older than that just because her vocals are insane. Anyway, so then from there, I kind of just got into the realm of Freya Skye. And the thing is, actually, if you know me, and if you don't, I'm about to tell you anyway. I am not a person to actually like have favorite artists. Usually, I have like songs that I really like, but I don't really have favorite artists. And to that extent, I don't even have favorite songs. It's just kind of like songs I resonate with the most. So when Freya Skye came about, I wasn't actually expecting her to be my favorite artist, but then she became my favorite artist so quickly it wasn't even funny. Like it went from me not really listening to anyone in particular, but mostly like the girly pop artists. But then, like within a week, I was listening to Freya Skye, and my Spotify literally just became Disney music and Freya Skye songs. And by the time it gets to December and Spotify app comes out, I already knew Freya Skye was gonna be like my top artist on Spotify, and I was correct as usual because I was just listening to her so much, probably from let's just say like July. That's roughly when Zombies came out, July to December, and I kept listening her like to her constantly up until February. And then after that I was like, okay, let me actually expand my taste again. So yeah, I remember as well because I hadn't really been listening to her like actively until July, so she obviously had most of her songs come out. So seeing like the release for her next big hit, Silent Treatment, was so fun to watch. I remember getting the teaser for it like in October, and I was actually in Europe at that time, and I was just like listening to the short on repeat that had the beginning of Silent Treatment. And then when someone connected the beginning to the chorus she had posted another time, then I just kept listening to that on repeat. And I'm like, I really want this to come out. And a lot of us thought it would come out in November because she had teased that somewhere. And then through her emojis, she reveals, yeah, it's coming out December 2nd. So literally on that day, I was actually like at the beach. And I was just like looking on my phone constantly. Is phrase, has the song come out? Has Silent Treatment come out? Has Silent Treatment come out? And then finally on December 3rd in the morning, I wasn't actually awake, which is really sad. So I listened to it a couple hours after release. I listened to Silent Treatment and I was so happy. Within like 2 days, I had learned all the lyrics because it was so good. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Freya Skye, she is such an amazing artist. And then also around the time Silent Treatment released, it was like such a big hit. Like, it got like, I think it was like 1 million views in like a week, which is really impressive. So anyway, so after that, she did her acoustic shows in LA, New York, and London. Obviously, can't go to them because I'm in Down Under. So I was like, I wish she came to Australia. I really want to go to a concert. And then she announced the Stars Align tour, and then there were no Aussie stops. It was kind of just around the US and UK. And I was like, okay, great. She may not come. Maybe she just comes very soon. And part of the reason she did the Stars Align tour was because of her Stardust EP, which came out February 4th. I remember because before the album came out, she had already teased two of her songs through the acoustic show, Golden Boy and Why'd You Have to Call. And I remember I had to find them on YouTube just to listen to them because they were so good and they weren't on Spotify. And I'm like, I really need to listen to these songs. So I did, and I really enjoyed them. But I'm kind of getting off topic from what I was talking about earlier. So yeah, I found out that she like goes on the Stars Line tour, but she's not coming to Australia. So I was just really, really sad. And then I think it was either late January or early February. I was like, I really want her to come to Australia. And then I find out Freya Skye is coming to Australia. And I remember when I found out, I started screaming because I was like, oh my God, Freya Skye's coming to Australia. And then I was like, how do I convince my parents to let me go to Freya Skye? Like, I had been talking about Freya Skye for at least like 8 months now. So, like, really, 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 really wanted to go. Like, that's how bad I wanted to go. I somehow convinced my parents actually quite easily, which I was surprised about because I was already going on the next step tour. So I was like, I don't know if they'd actually allow me to go to Freya Skye, but they did. And then tickets came out, and I remember I was like at my water polo training practice that day when pre-sale happened, and I was like, oh, I really hope my mum gets me tickets. I was like telling a friend, and it was pre-sale, and then she did it, and I was really sad because I thought there was going to be less of a chance we get it in the general sale. And then what happened was because it was originally in a smaller theater, and that didn't work out for her. So she had to upgrade from the smaller theater to a larger theater. And that I was like so proud of her when she did that because I was like, our small artist is not really small anymore. And it was such like a delight to see, especially for all of us skylights. Okay, I just realized I haven't actually used that word yet. So skylights is the term like us Freya Skye fans call ourselves. And we've come up with the name ourselves, kind of like how the Swifties came up with their fan base name for Taylor Swift. We've done that for Freya Skye with the skylights. So I feel like just as a skylight, I was so proud to see her just like upgrade to a larger venue. And then I got those tickets. I remember I was so excited. I actually started crying like tears of joy. And then from there, I just had a countdown going from when I'd see Freya Skye, when the concert was. So I like even got like because this was also my very first concert. I'm not really a concert person, like because I just don't really have favorite artists, and I think like this was like before I actually went to one. I thought I'd find them quite overstimulating because I didn't really want to go to one, but then it was Freya Skye, so I was like, I have to go. And even for this concert, I brought like sticky things. What are they called? Rhinestones? I'm calling them rhinestones. I feel like that's what they are. I like got some rhinestones and I put them on my face. I did like some rhinestones on my arm as well. So I put 222, which is Freya Skye's angel number. So I was just like looking forward to the whole thing. And then I remember I was like really scared I wouldn't be able to see her because I'm not the tallest person in the world. I wish I was, but I wasn't. I was like, oh, I don't know how far I'm gonna be back, like in terms of like I thought I was gonna be like not the closest. So my mum was actually really nice because she came with me. She ended up coming at 1:45, which was so nice of her. And I was still at school, and then I met her at like 5 o'clock. And I am actually so grateful for my mum for doing that because being able to go so early, I was able to get really close to the front at when when she arrived at 1:45 because I just joined her in the line. And because she had my ticket, I will make that clear. I did not push in. She had my ticket. I wouldn't have been able to get in without her. So I managed to get so close to the front, and it was like a dream come true. Like, essentially, by the time the last song, Gold's Gone, which is the encore, gets played, I am essentially at the barricade. That's how close I was to Freya Skye. And I was screaming the whole time. I kept waving. I don't know if she actually waved back at me, but she did wave in my direction. So I'm going to call it that she waved at me. And I was just so happy to see just her in person and just singing live because she's also such a good artist. Like, singing live, sometimes artists can only do the recording studio, but she can do both. And I almost started crying. I was screaming a lot, and I was just so happy I got to see her in person. I was starstruck. Like, I remember coming out of the concert, I was like, I just saw Freya Skye. Oh my god, I just saw Freya Skye. Like, I was so happy to see her, and yeah, it was such an experience, and I really wish I could go to another one, like another Stars Align tour, especially because this was leg two, the start of the Australian leg. I guess it was leg two, and then so we got to see like the new stairs, the new dress, and then we actually got to see David the drummer. So we love that. And it was just so cool seeing like Freya in person and seeing Donnie in person as well, and just seeing the whole band and the whole set and just being able to experience it live and being so close to her. I know I was so lucky, and I'm so grateful that I managed to get really close to the barricade because I know that is so hard, and I know not everyone gets that. So the fact that I managed to get that close, I was really, really, really happy. And I think as a whole, just that whole concert was like the best thing to me that like happened in the world, at least in my under 20 years of living. There will probably be a lot more greater things to happen in my life, but this is definitely one of the greatest things that has happened. And I also get to check it off my bucket list. So I'm really happy about that. So now that I've kind of just talked about like Freya Skye and just the Stars Align tour for like a good like almost 15 minutes, I am actually going to do a ranking, which I haven't done in a while, so I'm really excited. So I am going to rank just the songs because the concert was really good that I can't even choose what was my favorite like performance in the concert or my favorite moment. So I'm just going to like rank her songs, and in total I actually need to check because I am excluding a couple of songs. So I have just counted up and I'm going to do 12 songs. So, first things first, I'm not ranking any of the songs that aren't on her Spotify discography. So, that Love is a Lesson isn't going to be on there. I Love the Way, and there are a couple other songs that aren't going to be on there because they aren't on her Spotify discography. Then I am not ranking Who Says because it's a cover of Selena Gomez's song. So, I just didn't want to include that because it's not her original. So, I feel like I can't talk about the writing of it and like the actual lyrics compared to the others just because it's not her writing. Another one which I'm not including is Winter Dream just because it's a Christmas song. So I don't listen to it as much because it's a Christmas song. And I feel like that way my ranking won't be as good. Like, it won't give the song justice because it is a really good song, but I feel like I put it lower than it needs to be just because it's a Christmas song. So I can't listen to it as often. And then I am not doing Someone to Love like the piano version just because I'm doing the original one and I think they're pretty similar enough that I don't need to do both. And the final one, similar to uh Someone to Love piano version, I'm not doing Gold's Gone, the Worlds Collide tour version, because it is really similar to the other one, Gold's Gone. Like they're both essentially the same lyrics. It's just like I might talk about them in sense of like just the emotion and singing capability and stuff, but I'm not gonna rank them as like separate songs. So let's get into it. So as usual, I am going from 12 to 1. And actually, before I start these rankings, I am going to say it is such a hard decision to choose like what song goes on top and what song doesn't. Like they're all so good. So it's been really hard to rank them and I've done it as best as I can. My opinion always changes, but this is what I'm thinking in the moment just coming out of Freya Skye's concert. So yeah. So in 12th I have Walk Over. I really do love the vibe of this song. It's just it's not my go-to song. Like I won't really click on the song, but because I do have like Freya Sky songs, just like a mix for my alarm every single morning for school. So it's a really nice song to wake up to, and I do love the lyrics, but I just don't think it's like I feel like there are other songs that are so much better. So that's why I put Walkover in 12th, but I will say it is an underrated song. Okay, so next I have Someone to Love. So this actually used to be one of my favorite songs, but I think just from listening to it so much, I have gotten a bit sick of it. But I really do love it, especially hearing it live. You can hear such like the emotion coming through, and it's such an emotional song. I do cry a couple times when I listen to her songs. This is one of them because it is so emotional and so good. And I actually like that way I love the piano version because I feel like it brings that more emotional side out compared to the normal one, but they're both really good and the music video for that one's really nice. Like her dress is so pretty and it's really like mystical. I really love it. Okay. So after that, I have Gold's Gone, which I feel like is quite controversial to put so low. I don't know why. I've just never loved Gold's Gone that much. I feel like for me it's a bit of an overrated song of hers. Like it's still really good. And I will listen to it. And I do love the music video and the outfit changes. And I love the vibe of the song. It's just I don't know if it's just not my cup of tea. I think there's just so many better songs out there of hers that aren't talked about as much. So that's why I've just put Gold's Gone down there. It's not that I have anything against it. I just feel like there are so many better songs and it's a bit overrated. So next I have her junior Eurovision song, Lose My Head. I absolutely love this song. I love dancing to it. Like it's such a fun jazz song and it's such a good song. Like whenever I'm just sad or I just need like a break from studying, I will put Lose My Head on and I will just jump and just like sing my heart out because it's such a good song to just get you in the right mindset. And I really love like cuz at the time she would have been around 12 or 13. So there's like this part where she just holds a note. She goes like, "Lose my head over ya," and she just holds that note, and it is so impressive. And I'm like, how the heck did you do that as a 13-year-old and still sounds so good, and your voice is not cracking? Like, I was just in awe hearing it. So I really wish I could hear that one live, but she doesn't play that one in her concerts, I think, but UK just because it's a junior Eurovision song. I could be wrong, but I guess we'll see. So after Lose My Head, so this is ninth place now. I've got Maybe Tomorrow. I actually love this song. I have one of the lyrics on my laptop home screen because I always love having song lyrics, and I just love Freya Skye, so I decided to do one of hers, and that one resonated with me the most. Like in general, actually, while I'm talking about Maybe Tomorrow, it's the first Stardust song I've been talking about. I love the whole Stardust album. And just like recently, like maybe in the past month, I have been able to resonate with that music so much more. So yeah, I just have to say thank you for putting out Stardust because I think it has gotten me through such hard times in the past month, but also just in general. It's been such a fun album to listen to. But then those sadder songs, like my appreciation for Maybe Tomorrow and another song, which I'll get to in a sec, have grown so much more because I can finally, like, I guess, relate to it, like, a lot more, and I get what the meaning of the song is. And it's just like, I kind of think of maybe Tomorrow as like a bit of a toxic relationship. Like, you try to hang on to something that you can't hang on to anymore, and you're trying to like keep the relationship going and make sure it's like smooth sailing, but it's one that's already gone, but you keep trying to just preserve it. And I feel like I can relate to this so much. So I really do love it. And I hate that I've actually put it so low now. But again, some of the songs are so good and it's so hard to rank. So maybe Tomorrow in my ninth place. After that, I have one of her biggest hits, Silent Treatment. I was so excited when it came out. I loved it, loved it. And then for me, again with Gold's Gone, it got like a bit overrated for me. And then only recently I've started to like love it again as much as I did. And it's such a fun song to sing to. And I think the other part of it is that this is actually the song, it's on Stardust, but she released it like 2 months before Stardust came out. So it got like a lot more hype that way. And I feel like with Silent Treatment, I feel like anyone can relate to Silent Treatment actually, just like when a friend's mad at you and then they just stop talking to you because they don't want to talk, like they're just mad so they can't talk to you because they're just like, I can't believe you did this. We can't be friends anymore. And I'm not gonna lie, I've given people the silent treatment as well. So I feel like I can write from it both ways. And I really, really, really love the bridge of this song. I'm not gonna sing it because I don't know if I get sued if I do, but I will sing the first line because of the bridge because it's my absolute favorite line. It's "You're a narcissist, I'm an optimist. Name a deadlier combo." Love that lyric. Like, that is just like artist genius. Like, and I feel like it really does kind of describe this silent treatment because, especially because I think she wrote it from like a boy perspective, and I've obviously never had a boyfriend or crush, as I've said, so I can't relate to it in that perspective. But just like the narcissist optimist, I started screaming when I heard that. And whenever the bridge comes on, I will scream the bridge as loud as I can because it is such a good bridge. I love Freya Skye and her bridges, as you'll see in a sec. So the next one, which is seventh place. Sorry, it's actually sixth place. Silent Treatment was seventh place. So in sixth place, I have Who I Thought I Knew. This again was one of my original favorites, and I still really do love it. I remember I watched a bit of the behind the scenes video, and that's how I found out about the angel number 222 because she wore it on her Crocs. And actually, fun fact while I'm on her angel number, Silent Treatment is 2 minutes and 22 seconds. I didn't actually notice this, someone else did, and I found out through like YouTube or something. So maybe Silent Treatment was just always meant to be like such a hit because it was an angel number song. Anyway, so Who I Thought I Knew, I really do love it. This song, I feel like I somewhat resonate to, but I don't completely because I think that way. Actually, no, that's a lie. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there are people. The songs about like people who you thought essentially who you thought you knew, but then you get to know them more and you get closer to them, and then they're suddenly not the person who you met, and you're like, what the heck happened to you? And you just think about those past moments. That's what I think of the song as. And the bridge in this song is so good. So like the whole song's kind of a bit like a melancholy sadness thing. And then the bridge just starts like upbeat with like, I don't know how to explain. Like, you have to listen to it. Like, I could sing it, but again, I don't want to get sued. So I will like link all of Freya Skye's songs actually down in the description, and I'll like link it a Spotify thing through, or maybe like a YouTube playlist link. I'll figure it out. Maybe like link for me in YouTube. I don't actually know. But yeah, so really love that song. The bridge is amazing. And it's not even like too many lyrics. It's just like the music of it. It is so good and it's such like a genius move. I really do love it. So, yeah. And then now we're finally into the top 5. So, again, really hard. So, I think out of the top five, four of them are actually from Stardust, which I feel like really just shows how much Stardust made her as an artist, as well as just like shaped her music, especially for like this first era of music. Stardust really shaped it, and I think that's part of the reason I do love the Stardust album so much, because before it's just singles, so it's just like moments in her life, but Stardust actually told a story, and even the way she structured her EP, it's tells a story, and I've really liked listening to it in order. So yeah, definitely huge shout out to Stardust, as I've got like four out of the five songs, four out of the six songs in the top five. So yeah, anyway. Okay, so next I have Why'd You Have to Call. I really do love this. Like at first I didn't actually love it when I heard it as an unreleased song in one of the acoustic shows through YouTube. But it really grew on me, especially the second verse and the chorus. I feel like I don't know if it's in both choruses or just the second one, but it is so emotional. You can hear her singing her heart out, and you can also see it when she like performs on stage. Actually, just in general, this is a bit of a side note. Whenever she performs her songs on stage, she looks like she is having the time of her life. And I really do love that for her. And it's also so good for like us as an audience. Like I was jumping up and down because it just was so good. There are times when my phone when I'm filming will like go off Freya because I'm just having such a good time. So yeah, anyway, back to that. Why'd You Have to Call? It is so good. I feel like it's a bit of an underrated song on the Stardust album. So definitely if like you haven't really listened to it too much, go and listen to it. And I also love the message of Why'd You Have to Call, because essentially it's about someone you like finally forget about after like breaking up with them or whatever, and then they finally like call you or text you and you suddenly remember them and everything goes downhill, like you start crying again, and you just are like, why'd you have to do this? I was living my life perfectly fine. I finally like forgot about you, and then you just reminded me you existed and I really didn't need that. So that I've also been able to resonate to a lot more recently, which I think is part of the reason it's in the top five, because of how much I've been able to resonate to it. And yeah, overall, such a great song. So in fourth place, I have Can't Fake It. I love this song. I haven't actually learned the dance to this. I really should. I kind of know it. I kind of don't. I love the music video. I love like it being in an office kind of vibe. I love that it's just like it's a really empowering video. Such a good song to choreograph to as well. Like I actually do need to do a choreography to like a 2 minute song. So I actually might do it to Can't Fake It, because that is a really good song and I could do a really good jazz number to it. So that's just a side note for me for later. But yeah, really do love Can't Fake It. I love the whole video. The song's really nice. It's a really good opening song because that's the song she opens with on tour. I remember like because it comes with the flashing lights. Like she's not on stage straight away for like I guess the first verse. I actually don't know if it's just like an intro or the first verse. So I think it might be like an intro though. So just like the lights, I was screaming, and like it's such a good song to get people into the vibe for a concert. So great pick for the first song for the Stars Align tour, but also just a great song overall. And yeah, really do love it. It will always have like a special place in my heart. And yeah, then I am getting into my top three. So my top three, it's actually all from the Stardust album. Well, not album, sorry, EP. And I think two of them are really enjoyed. Actually, all of them are really enjoyed. What am I saying? But I feel like two of them people have always loved from the beginning, and so have I actually with both of them. And then there's another song which I think people have always loved, and I've always loved it as well. But it took me a second to really process it, just because it is such a personal song to her. And if you do guys do know Freya Skye, you should know what song I'm talking about, because there is really only one song of hers that has that kind of nature. So let's get into top three. So in third place, I have Petty. Love the bridge of Petty. I love the whole like echo with the Petty Eddie, Petty Eddie, and the hands as well. I love how like everyone does the hands at the concert. Like it's so fun, and it's just such a fun song. And Yeah, I've always really loved it. It's been one of those like songs I can just like it's such an upbeat song. I can always be in the mood for it. And it's actually so hard because sometimes I'll listen to it in school and I'm struggle not to just do the petty Eddie hands because it is such a good song. And I really just like want to dance it. Like it's one of those songs where like you get up and have a dance party kind of song. But like I will never do that. Don't worry. I'm not gonna just like suddenly stand up in one of my classes and start dancing. But it's really such a good vibe, and I really do love Petty. And I do know I'm saying I love like literally every single Freya Skye song they've said so far, but it's true because they are all so good. And the bridge for Petty, like the bringing in the House of Cards and let it all collapse, and then I'll sit back and laugh. Like I've just had to say the American because laugh doesn't make sense in the lyrics, like music wise. But it's so good. I love the bridge. She is like a bridge master. Like Freya Skye, give like a lesson on how to write bridges because your bridges are the best thing I've like ever heard in the world, I swear. So the next song I have is London. I love London. It's about her hometown and just being away from her hometown because of all the traveling she does and just like missing everything about London, but how London's still home. And she includes like a lot of personal elements. So, like Ruby, her dog, and then her best friend Olivia. And then there's like having Gracie on replay. It's such a sweet, like, song. And I really love just watching her sing it in concert. And when it came out, I actually almost started crying. I remember I was in one of my classes, I was just looking through Spotify, like what song should I listen to next? And then I was saw new music release Friday, and I was like, saw Freya Skye's face. I'm like, oh, what's that about? I click on it, and I found out London has been released, and none of us Skylights were expecting this. Like we all knew London was on the Stardust album. We had figured that out through pictures, but it just like kind of got released randomly. But I'm so happy it got released because I like as soon as it got released, I had it on replay for like quite a few hours. It's such a good song, and I really do love London. I love the personal element, and I think even if you're not from London, it's such a good song whenever you're missing home to listen to because I feel like it does bring that like you're at home vibes to song. So I really do love it, and I love that it's not really like there isn't a chorus because it's just like the oh. Sorry, I am really bad at singing, so sorry about that. But that's kind of just like the chorus section. Like everything else is just like a verse about like her life, and I feel like it's such a sweet song, and I really do love it. So there's London in second place. And in first place, I have Golden Boy. I've loved this song from the moment I clicked on it when listening to the unreleased songs from the acoustic show, learnt the lyrics, then had to relearn them when she changed them slightly when the song came out. I will scream this song. It's so good. And I always thought I could resonate with it. And then suddenly I can resonate with it so much more when it's just about like someone who just is like the center of attention and you just feel left behind, it feels like. I really do love this song. I don't know who it's about. I wish we could find out who it was about, but do respect her privacy and I get she doesn't want to share that. But until then, just love this song. The bridge is amazing. I remember I was actually hearing the bridge and I was like, oh my god, Freya Skye, you have created the bridge of the century. It is so good. And she will probably top this one day, her bridge. But really do love the bridge in this song. I love the chorus. I love the moment after the bridge. I think that's like pre-chorus. I actually don't know what it's called, but the moment after the bridge, like actually no, it is the chorus. Like she's like holds such a high note, and then she just goes straight back down into like this sad vibe and brings it all back in, and it makes that part so good. It makes the bridge sound amazing. It makes the last chorus sound amazing. Just bringing back all the emotion and yeah, I just love the emotion she brings into every single one of her songs she writes and sings. And I think Golden Boy for me is just the best representation of that. And I also love that it was one of like the final songs on the Stars Align tour. I think it really wrapped it up nicely. It wasn't the final one. The final one was Gold's Gone, and that was the encore. And then the final song of the show is Silent Treatment. But yeah, I really do love that song. Golden Boy, and I feel like it just makes the Stardust album complete. Like I can't sorry, well, I keep saying album. It's an EP. Anyway, I can't imagine Stardust without Golden Boy, and I can't imagine Golden Boy without Stardust. Like they go hand in hand, and I think that's why it's my favorite song. So yeah, I've actually been going on for this for a while. I did not expect this obsession. Well, I kind of did, but it's been one of the longest obsession episodes I feel like I've recorded. So I am going to try and wrap it up. Usually I do like another section, but this has gone on for so long, and I feel like I said a lot of what I need to say at the beginning. So I will kind of just wrap it up. I am actually, as I said, so grateful to be so close and see Freya Skye and the Stars Align tour. I'm so grateful that I even got to go in the first place. And yeah, it was just such an amazing experience. I love Freya Skye. I probably always will. So happy I actually managed to get I got like a shirt from the tour, so happy about that. Happy I also got to hear Bad Taste. So bit of a side note, Bad Taste is her only unreleased song that we know of that still needs to be released. So can't wait for that to come out. Bad Taste is such a good song. I'm so happy I now have it on my phone and can just listen to it on my phone and be like, oh my god, I have Bad Taste on my phone, even though it's not released. And yeah, overall, Freya Sky, such a great artist. If you haven't listened to her, I would definitely recommend listening to her if you're into artists like Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo, Taylor Swift. She really has that kind of vibe. And I think she is one of the artists for the next generation. What else? I guess that is kind of it. I can't really think of anything more to say. Uh, Thank you for actually bearing with this obsession because it is one of my biggest obsessions to date. And I think, at least looking at the recording time, obviously gets cut when I do my editing. It's been one of the longest episodes I've recorded. I think that's just a testament to how much this obsession means to me. Like Freya Sky, just listening to her music has honestly changed my life. I know I always say this with every single obsession, it changes my life, but it really has. I just love listening to her music. Her music's such a good, like, to listen to on a bad day, a sad day, a happy day. And yeah, I can't imagine not listening to Freya Sky now. And yeah, such and she's also just such a genuine person by the looks of it. She seems so nice and so funny. If I ever could meet her in person, I would like die of like start struck, I guess. That's definitely not like the way to say that, but I would be like gobsmacked because she is just someone I look up to so much. And I feel like she has accomplished so much in so little time, and I can't wait to see what else she accomplishes. So yeah, that's the end of this episode, and I can't wait for you guys to hear the next one next week. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Unsend Voice Memos Podcast, where I do post the latest. And yeah, that don't forget to follow me on Spotify and YouTube as well. And as I already said, I'll see you guys next week with a really exciting life episode. So yeah, bye for now. I can't believe how long that went on for, and I really hope Freya Sky comes back to Australia soon. Please do. Message 10 concluded. Hey guys, the message is not over. It's actually editing me, and I was listening to this clip while editing, and I realized I didn't actually rank my own way. I didn't include it in my rankings at all. And not gonna lie, I did actually kind of forget about it, which I feel kind of bad about because it is one of her most popular songs, obviously, because it's a Disney song. But I'm not gonna rate it because I actually don't know where I put it in my rankings. But don't worry, I didn't forget about it. I just like, well, I did, but don't worry, I do know it is a song and I do listen to it and I do love it. But I just didn't include it because it's like a Disney song. So I was like, it's not her original work, so I just didn't want to include it in the rankings. But I do really like the song. Anyway, so that's actually now message 10 officially concluded.